Hello everyone, if you are watching live, this is the Sprint Championship. We're just getting ourselves ready. Well, I need to go spectate. There we go, now we can start. Sorry guys, really not with it. I'm still used to the whole half five malarkey, which should probably not get out the habit of that very soon. Keep forgetting it's a little bit of an earlier start. However, that is besides the point. We're here. And I must say, if you are all now joining in, which I think you are, we're getting a couple of people in. We'll just have a quick check. Switch spectate, good lad, yeah, shush Rick. So I will say hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's that time of the week once more. It's time for the Sunday night sprint series. Last time out proves how absolutely chaotic this championship can be, with incredible racing in both Imola and France. Coming into round two, it's the three-time champion of Ghost leading the way, a double victory being his perfect start to a fourth title campaign. He's followed by MX and Rick, who complete the top three. Today, however, is something special. We go to a track for the first time in APPF1 history, one with rich history, tight corners and barriers no more than a metre away. It is, of course, the Monaco street circuit, situated on the Côte d'Azur. Monaco will test a driver's patience, consistency and mental strength as they negotiate 20 laps today. Then we head to quite the opposite. We travel to Italy for the second week in a row. This time for Monza, another historical circuit, this time with long straights and heavy braking zones. We are certainly in store for a dramatic night tonight. The one-shot qualifying will arguably be the most vital of the season, with track position the winner or loser of Monaco Grand Prix. Here we go then, Sprint Series Season 6 Round 2. Let's get it going. Seems to be clear skies for us today over the harbour of Monte Carlo. Very a lovely track. It's a lovely track, very historical, but absolute pain to drive. Zachary, pick a number between 1 and 12, not car related, I know. 7. We'll go 7. Moosey, wow, Moosey's here. She wants to see the carnage of Monaco unfold, I think, is the plan of action tonight. But yeah, here we are then. One-shot qualifying around Monaco, probably the most crucial of the season, as I said. We'll go on board with our championship leader, Ghost. He certainly knows how to take us around our lap of the streets of Monaco. One of the most difficult circuits you'll ever come across. Through Beau Rivage and into the Casino Square, this long left-hander before you flick it to the right, and then it's a bit of a dash towards Mirabeau where you have to just brake all in a straight line. It comes at you very quickly. Purple to the first sector for Ghost. You can see the positions topping and changing, as a lot of people have probably already made a couple of mistakes. Through the lowest hairpin, the slowest corner on the calendar, and then you go down the hill towards 48. Massive slide for Ghost. That could cost him a bit of time. It's Harry Bix, MX, Rick, KTFO and Ghost, your top 5 so far through the iconic Monaco tunnel towards the Nouveau chicane. And he brakes all in a straight line as you hit the downhill bit. Careful not to hit that inside bit and try and straight line the exit as much as you can, taking a lot of speed in. And Aston Martin 1-2 in qualifying, as it was last time out, in towards Tabac. And then the swimming pool chicane section, very fast, very flowing section of the circuit. Try not to take too much curb. 1-2, Rick on pole goes second into Raskas, where you have to, again, be really careful not to hook your inside right on that inside barrier. And then the short dash line, keep it tight. Is it going to be a 1-2 as Rick's on pole? He is, certainly a 1:10.529 for the Flying Dutchman, and his teammate Ghost completes the front row. It then comes MX, KTFO and Tinos, your top 5. Yeah, very quick laps from a lot of people, but it was just tentative. It's one shot around Monaco. You have to be very careful as to where you put the car, but it wasn't close at all for Rick. 2.5 tenths he had over his teammate, and it seems the Aston Martins are a force to be reckoned with. The Dutchman on pole. His teammate joins him on the front row with MXP3, the top 3 in the championship. Top 3 grid positions so far. KTFO P4 with Tinos P5. Jackalacco 6th with Sumo in P7. Ted P8 with One Wing P9 and Pommy Alex rounding off the top 10. Knowing like on the mediums in P11, though he will have a free tyre choice as he is outside the top 10. Vardy in P12 with Lifebelt Blair. Aces, Harry Bix all out of qualifying, and they're going to be starting 13th, 14th, 15th and 16th. Lap 1, turn 1, here we come. No heroics into Saint Devot, as Jeff would say. Saint Devot, of course, being turn 1. It's very sketchy. You've got to be careful. You do not want to be a hero in turn 1. And it's just about biding your time, being patient, making sure that you know, just keep your front wing intact. That is going to be the most important thing, as it is with most races, but more so around Monaco. And if you damage it a little bit, you might be able to keep track position, but as soon as someone gets through, they are gone. You have no chance. But it's all about keeping your car in one piece, getting to the finish line to finish first. First you must finish. There's no prizes for saying, oh, I led the race for 4 laps and then crashed out. You don't get anything for that. Not anything at all. It's those that can survive and get all the way to the end. As we go to the formation lap, not quite sure as to what happened there. Apparently I have a headset connected, but I don't have. I think you can still hear me. Let me have a check. There we go. Right. Sorry, I just had to double check. I didn't want it to not be working. But yeah, you can see. Let's have a look at the tyres as they are pretty much everyone on the softs, apart from 5, going for the mediums, going long in the first stint, and then having a short dash to the end on that second stint. But then again, it's going to be difficult because it's going to be hard to actually use those softs to your advantage and then overtake people. You know, you can be on very old tyres, as we saw in 2019 with Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton nursing those tyres for ages, Max much quicker, but again just couldn't get through because you look left, there's a wall, you look right, there's a wall, you look ahead, there's a wall, you look behind you, there's a wall. It's never far away, and even though you can fit 2 cars side by side, most places around the circuit you're going so quick and you're being so aggressive that no one is going to really get given enough space, and you are 9 times out of 10 going to end up in the wall. It's about picking your moments, making sure you're opportunistic with it. Make them make a mistake. Don't be the one to do that. Put pressure on, fill their mirrors, and make sure you can react if they do make a mistake. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be single file, mostly into Sandoval. Of course, it's the first time we're ever here in APPF1. It's my first time in probably going on to a year commentating around Monaco, in fact. So sorry if my corner names are a little bit rusty. But through Raskas and on the run to the line. It's a short run to Sandoval, so a good start is crucial. Probably one of the only overtakes we are going to see are those in the pit lane, or if Ghost can get a good launch from second place and go around the outside of Sandoval of Rick in turn 1. If there is no crash, I will be sad. If there is no crash, I will be surprised. I highly doubt everyone is going to make it cleanly through. And if they do, fair play to every single one of them. 20 laps of the Monaco Grand Prix ahead of us, the inaugural Monaco Grand Prix in APPF1, and there's 20 laps ahead of us. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 red lights, and Aston Martin 1-2 once more in qualifying. And we're underway for the first time in Monaco. Pretty tentative start from everyone, but Rick gets away well. So too does MX from second place, but single filers, they all find their way through. Down the inside goes Tinos and KTFO. Has to back out of it though. In fact, doesn't. Stays P5 and he's got an Alpine right behind him as they head up Beau Rivage and in towards Casino Square for the first time. We've got some side-by-side action. No, we don't. We've got Avadi already out of the race and yellow flags. No safety car, but surprisingly clean. No, Blair's gone round through Casino. And that's what's happened. That's what happens. Is very easy. They all go through the lowest hairpin for the first time. You can just see how stop and start it is. There's an AlphaTauri going down the inside. That's Harry Bix. 2 cars down into the lowest hairpin, and well, one wing has a crash and it blocks everyone behind. That's the nature of Monaco. You've got to be careful. But Rick leads fairly comfortably from Ghost, MX, KTFO, and Tinos. Your top 5. As Ghost takes a trip over the sausage curb. You've got to be careful, but gets a good drive. He's now all over the back of his teammate. With MX 1.3, it's just about getting to the end. Musi's proud of Vardy. Through the swimming pool chicane for the first time. Ghost getting a bit out of shape, tapping the wall. Could that be some damage? And if it is, what's he going to do about it? He's not pulling in, so it shouldn't be too bad. I think he's willing to nurse it. And we've got Harry Bix out already, and that's into the swimming pool chicane. That's Ace's front wing gone, so already drama. Sumo's into the pit lane. How many are we going to see into the pit lane on the first lap? Ghost losing a second to his teammate. Yeah, it's something that they're used to. They used to run off. They used to be able to get their elbows out. Half the grid's into the pit lane on the first lap. All of them probably going to mediums to the end, I would imagine. It's going very deep through Casino. That is sketchy. But yeah, these 20 laps, win it or bin it, pretty much it. If you look back to, I think it was 87 Monaco Grand Prix, one of the two, in that every person who made the checkered flag got a podium in that one. Only 4 people finished. I think, well, they say 4 people finished, but everyone got a podium. So I'm guessing the 4th person retired, but it was 90% of the race distance, so was still classified in the sense. So the 3 that took the checkered flag finished on the podium. That's my best guess anyway. But yeah, get to the end is the main story. So even though they've crashed, even though they've lost their front wing, anything can happen. There's obviously it's not a high possibility, but there's a possibility everyone in front of you will crash, and you could get an easy win. So it's just about biding your time, being careful. As Vardy, well, no, we've lost someone else. That was Lifeboat through the lowest hairpin. Surely not. How has he done that? But Rick, fastest lap again, 13.4, and you can see they're 3 seconds a lap slower than their qualifying pace. That's how slow they're being. Of course, they've got the fuel, they've got the tyre wear to manage, but still, they are being so tentative. And just being so smooth, backing off, making sure that if they understeer a little bit, they stop the car from understeering as quickly as they can. But a person that's not going to be backing off anytime soon is KTFO, as he charges after the podium, trying his best to do so anyway. He's got Tinos behind him, so MX forming a bit of a train as Rick dominates this race so far. 1.8 over his teammate Ghost, but still a 1-2. That's how they finished at Imola, I believe, or did Rick finish third? I think Rick may have finished third behind MX, but I'm not entirely sure. And yeah, Zuba, big history lesson. I love how as soon as the first lap's done, everyone's gone. Everyone's left. KTFO going very deep through the Novo chicane. Yeah, everyone's left after the first lap carnage. Hopefully they'll be back for Monza, because Monza, again, lap 1 carnage around there. That the Retfido chicane, you've got to be careful. But yeah, it's just about to. This is pretty much an endurance race now. It's commentating like an endurance race. Rick again fastest by around about 3/10 or so, 13.1. They're being so careful. There's not really much going on. They're just driving themselves home as you would in an endurance race. It's just being consistent, patient, making sure you pick your moments. In fact, let's go to the back of the grid between Aces and Blair. The Red Bull versus the Ferrari. One on the mediums, one on the hards, both going for different strategies to get to the end. As we're a 5th of the way through the race already. Blair, in fact, has underfueled the car. They go through swimming pool. Very satisfying to get right because you're millimeters away from the wall. It's all about being careful. Aces gets a pretty poor run through Raskas with the DRS. Could Blair do anything? Going to the left-hand side. Aces having to defend, making that car as wide as possible. Going to go around the outside of Sandoval. Surely not. Aces gives him the squeeze, puts him in the wall, and that is always to be expected around here. Even though it's over P12, it's probably one of the only bits of on-track action we're going to get this race, apart from a crash. But they go through Casino. Blair's going to have to bide his time once more. That's the thing. He's on harder tyres. Aces is slower, and he can still just park the car. So you're not doing that. Ooh, bit of a tap into low hairpin from Blair. Just saying, get on with it. Really is just getting on with it. It wants to go. If he got in front, definitely would just go. But that's very difficult. We've lost 3 people already. It's lap 5 of 20. We started with 16, only 13 left. Who is going to make it to the end? So far, it's been surprisingly clean compared to most other championships. You would probably lose half the grid in the Monaco Grand Prix. The APPF1, they're different. They know what they're doing. For the majority of the time, anyway. They're very careful. Or at least try to be. We'll go back to the front because Ghost has really fallen off. Has that damage from earlier maybe caught onto him? Was it damage? Has it progressively gotten worse? Has he made another mistake? Because MX now is breathing down his neck. Monaco, it's pressure enough, especially when you've got an Alfa Romeo breathing down your neck now. In fact, you've got KTFO and Tinos, 3, 4 and 5 all behind you. And if you start forming a train, you've got to be careful. Look at MX. He slammed on the brakes, making sure he didn't get a warning, didn't get a time penalty. And he's into the pit lane. That's very early. Who's following him in? KTFO's following him in. Are they going for an undercut? This could be. This is what you have to do. You have to come in early. You have to make those pit stops. Are they going to have the track position though? They're all in. They're all in for mediums. Are they confident enough that they can use this pace to go faster than Ghost? This is all scheduled. All of these were scheduled stops. They've got clear track. All 3 of them have got clear track. So this is MX's time to push. Ghost needs to come in either this lap or next lap in order to stay in front. And he also needs stellar in-laps and out-laps if he wants to stay in front as well. KTFO, Tinos and MX, they all need to work together as best they can. More so KTFO and MX because they're the closest ones on circuit. Doesn't need to send it, but the AlphaTauri does look like he's got some serious speed into Mirabeau. Bit of a tap to the wall though. Very, very easy mistake to do. Luckily simulation damage isn't on. At least I don't think so. I think it's realistic. Or not realistic. Real, or whatever it is. High damage. Keep forgetting nowadays with the F1 games. But through the tunnel, and we've also got Blair going side by side through Casino. He's going to try around the outside of the right-hander, and he's going to be the outside for Mirabeau, and Aces, very rightly so, backs out of that one. I think that was the wisest idea, but a great move from Blair. Ghost is in. So now it's a straight fight between himself and MX to get out. We'll go on board with MX and we'll watch. Has his outlap been good enough? He's used a lot of ERS on this outlap and throughout his first stint. Ted's also in. Rick stays out. He's comfortable. Rick doesn't really need to bother with strategy. He can do his own thing. He can do what he feels comfortable with. Ghost now driving out the pit lane. Have they got it? It's going to be very close. No, all three of them are through. Yeah, Ghost has lost out big time here. MX into second, KTFO third, and Tinos fourth. Yeah, Ghost. Big blunder. I think he may have had to... Yeah, he had to change that wing. 100% had to change that wing. KTFO and MX though. KTFO's eyeing up the move. They are getting very close, practically pushing him through. But again, it's just there's just no way to look for a move. You can see filling his mirrors, looking to the inside. Look how close he is behind him. But again, just no way through. It's all about exit. If you're going to make an overtake at Monaco, get a good exit. Get that run. Put the car then when they can't squeeze you. Claim the corner. If the corner's yours, they're going to back out. It's Monaco. They realise it's your corner. They know they're going to be put in a wall, so they will back out. It's just about forcing them into submission while also being tame enough not to put yourself in a wall. And now it's a three-car train. Rick's in. Rick doesn't care. Rick's doing his own thing. Rick is absolutely chilling out in front. Lap 7 of 20. And they go through the swimming pool section. Again, just about being careful. That curb on the right-hand side will spit you out. Is the AlphaTauri going to go for the Raskas dive? MX having to park the car very beautifully. The AlphaTauri looking for a switcheroo, but again, can't. And it's all about this exit here. But once you're the car behind, you cannot get that launch. Ever get that launch. And this run isn't long enough. Tinos sets the fast lap. 13.1 on his fresh mediums. Matches what Rick did. But a little bit quicker. Up by Rivage towards Casino Square. Looking to the inside. Here comes the AlphaTauri. Very close. As MX gives him the squeeze. He's going to come back at him though. Around the outside. Or is he going to go the old switcheroo towards Mirabeau? Is he committed enough? Bit of a squirm. And MX stays ahead for now. But the AlphaTauri comes back up the inside. Great action around Monaco. Very surprising action around Monaco. And the AlphaTauri giving it a very, very good go indeed. And MX again putting that car exactly where it needs to be in order to stay in front. Great action between these two. How are they doing it around Monaco? I do not know. But yeah, KTFO is putting that car where it needs to be. Exactly where it needs to be. Making sure he puts his nose in when it's viable to do so. Putting your nose in. See, if he just sent one to the inside of Tabak, that's not going to work ever. It's like it's like sticking your nose up the inside to Maggot or Beckett or something like that. It's never ever going to work. But he has got some serious pace, and P2 probably could be his. Bit of a tap to the rear diffuser of the Alfa Romeo. And just look at him, he's pushing him through. He's saying, come on, get on with it, mate. I want to go, I want to get into second. Catching Rick's probably unlikely, but I want to get into second. I want these points. And he's trying his best. Ghost sets the fast lap, 11.9. Maybe he is on a comeback. He's right behind Tinos. But again, overtaken, that's the difficulty. He's got the ERS as KTFO as well. And that's what's allowing him to make these moves down in towards Casino Square and Mirabeau. Using that ERS, getting that little bit of a blitz towards the braking zone. And now Ghost, after getting undercut with a fresh wing, now has to show his true pace. So he definitely did have damage. Just surprised he didn't pit sooner. Maybe he was scared of the track position. He was going to lose, and he had to then be stuck behind the likes of one wing, knowing like people like that who are going to be slower and going to hold him up. So it's better to just nurse that wing damage and then come back through later and hope that these guys make a mistake through the Novell chicane. And pretty equal distancing now. So MX, KTFO, Tinos and Ghost separated by pretty much roughly the same amount. Fluctuating a little bit, but roughly so. And you can see MX has now got 3 cars, 3 drivers. Ooh, big snap. That's what it means. That's the pressure getting to him. Needs to be careful. Having to go having to break the slipstream down towards Sandovatos to not get sent from KTFO. He goes semi-defensive, again parking it in the middle of the circuit. Great defense from MX as they go up Beau Rivage towards Casino once more. Where's KTFO going to go? Is he going to send one to the inside or the outside? In fact, going to try and stick his nose in. It's going to be up the inside. MX gives him the space. Great racing between the two. The fight for second place. KTFO down the inside. MX going to keep him honest, keep him all the way pinned on the inside. Then going to come back up the inside of the Lowe's hairpin. No! And KTFO seals the move, seals the deal, and off he goes into the distance. 7 seconds to Rick, but a great move from the AlphaTauri. And that's how it's done at Monaco, folks. Now MX has got to focus backwards and make sure he stays on this podium. Oh, Tinos getting all sorts of wrong, having to catch Ghost out. And even though Ghost could have capitalised on that mistake, couldn't, because it happened so quickly in front of him. He couldn't react, didn't really know where to go, didn't know what Tinos was doing. And now they've lost more time, and Ghost didn't even get through. Tinos counting his lucky stars. He's not out of this race. Ghost counting his lucky stars that he is, again, not out of this race. But yeah, look at KTFO, he's gone. Rick sets the fastest lap, 11.8. So again, has more pace, quickest of the field, but doesn't want to get complacent. Can't take his foot off the gas at all. Well, he has to. But in the metaphorical sense, he has to stay on it. Keep it going. Keep pushing forward. But again, being mindful of the fact that it's Monaco. Looking to the inside, Ghost just trying to scare him off his line. Doing what KTFO did to MX. He's taking a leaf out of his book and just scaring him into giving the space. Because again, 9 times out of 10 at Monaco, an overtake will end up with at least one of you in a wall. Neither of them want that, especially the car that's, you know, being overtaken. They just want to let them through. They'd rather lose a place than be in the wall. So it's all about just being mindful, saying, okay, you can send that, go for it. I'm just going to move out the way. If you go into the wall, I'm going to come back through. But fair enough if you get through. I'd rather get to the end, get to the checkered flag. That's what matters. That's where the points are scored. And Ghost trying his absolute hardest in order to find a way through, but again, just can't. In fact, well, MX has kept KTFO pretty honest, actually. I think now KTFO is in front. He's got nothing to push for and is now just chilling, I guess, in a little bit of a sense. And you can see there tapping the wall because he had to turn back out of the corner, and that may be some damage to the front wing of that AlphaTauri. He may now be on the defence, because he had to turn out again. If he kept turning how he was on the same trajectory, he'd have clipped his rear right on that wall and been spun round. I think it was Giovinazzi in 2019 that lost the rear there and caused a bit of a car park. Oh no, it was Kubica, I think, actually. But yeah, now he's on the defensive. MX is going to come back at him. He's going to send one to the inside of Mirabeau. Ghost up the inside, maybe. Has to stop. And he's forced the Ferrari to give him the space. But again, just not committed enough. Doesn't quite have the run to seal the move. And they are very close. Look, Ghost looking around the outside of the hairpin. In all honesty, that can work. If you stick your nose in and you've got the drive, you then got the inside for the first part of Portier, and you're through, pretty much through, unless you get cut back down through the tunnel. And here comes Ghost to the outside of the Novel chicane. Surely not. How's he going to get that one stopped? The Ferrari gives him the squeeze. They're still side by side. One of them gets the penalty. That's Ghost. Now side by side on the run in towards the back. The Ferrari on the inside. Ghost has to back out. Going to go for the old switcheroo. But Tinos parks it absolutely brilliantly and manages to stay in front. We're getting some good action between these guys considering it's Monaco. Ghost got a fantastic run. And Tinos, gave him the squeeze. But Ghost now with a 3-second penalty, that's going to drop him, demote him to 6th. He's now got a run on Tinos to the outside of Sandevot. Has he got the run to go all the way around the outside? He's using his ERS. The Ferrari giving him the squeeze. The Aston Martin trying to keep his nose in. The Ferrari gives him the space. Side by side. Up Beau Rivage is going to give the inside for the next left-hander for Ghost. There's a bit of contact between the two. Bit of wheel banging. He goes in deep and gets the move done. Beautiful work. And goes up into 4th. He needs to get on with it now. He's now got MX and KTFO in front of him. KTFO giving MX the squeeze. MX sending one to the inside. Can Ghost find a way through? Bit of a squeeze. MX being put in the wall. Ghost just having to react to it. And the Ferrari, Tinos back up the inside of Ghost. Giacalaco's now being invited in. So now we've got, what, 5 cars for P2? This is incredible. Rick's just loving it. Rick is absolutely loving things. And, he's just chilling up in front. MX finding a way through. I think KTFO has got damage. He's significantly slower than he was. And that tap out of Raskas has really cost him. But he's not got long to go. Only a few laps. Ghost as well, breathing down MX's neck. I think if you can get clear, if Ghost can get clear without any damage, these guys are going to continue to battle. Oh no! I say that, he's gone right into the back of MX. Has he got damage from that? They're nose to tail, 5 cars, KTFO, MX, Ghost, Tinos and Giacalaco separated by virtually nothing, bumper to bumper, all the way down this straight, all the way through Raskas. None of them can find a way through because it is Monaco. but they're so equally matched on pace. Jackalacco going to go to the outside. Tinos giving him such a big squeeze. There's contact there, both being slowed down, but I think they've managed to get through scot-free just about. But Tinos is being incredibly aggressive, as we now have to turn our attention back to the top three in this fight. In fact, Tinos is going to send one back up the inside, but the Alpine says, no, you don't. Not at all. That is not happening. You do that, you're in the wall, fella. And that's exactly what he said. And now Tinos has fallen off a little bit. But yeah, this is close. And if MX can get in front of KTFO, and KTFO can back off, back everyone else up, MX is gone. But Ghost needs this. Ghost needs to. He needs to get in front and go. That 3-second penalty, he's going to drop to 6th. 100% is going to drop to 6th, maybe even more, because Pomay Alex, because of this battling, is invited in. He's in 7th. He's 2.3 off of Tinos, so he's close. He's got a bit of damage, it looks, though, for the McLaren, but he's close. And if they keep battling, keep slowing each other up, keep putting each other in walls, they're gonna face the consequences. Ghost just wants to get on with it. He wants to get past MX. He wants to get past KTFO. He wants to try and hang on for second. But none of them can find a way through. 6 laps left of the Monaco Grand Prix, the first ever Monaco Grand Prix, and it certainly has been a very good race indeed. Definitely a very warm welcome from Monaco to APPF1. It's been dramatic. We had those first lap crashes that we were expecting, but we've had this battle, which has been kept so clean for Monaco standards, and it's been great racing from all 5 of these drivers that have been involved so far. Ted has retired. He joins the ranks of the 4 that have retired, so now down to 12. From 16. So to be fair, only a quarter of the grid is retired. We were expecting probably a lot more than that, I think. Definitely expecting a lot more than that. Has MX got a run on KTFO and towards the Nouvelle chicane? Going to look to the left-hand side. KTFO just puts it in the middle, gives him no option. Left or right, there's no space because he's in the middle of the circuit. Great defence from the AlphaTauri, who's got the whole world on his shoulders at the moment in terms of pressure. He's got to keep it composed, got to keep that car out of the barrier. And just not buckle it, not make that lock up, not make that stupid mistake that's going to cost him. Because once one comes through, probably all of them might be able to come through and just nip their way through if he's lucky. Ghost is all over the back of MX, coming down in towards Sandoval. He's got the run. Has he got the ERS to send one? No. Thinks better of it. But nose to tail, all 3 of them. And up Beau Rivage towards Casino Square. Has Ghost got a run maybe to the inside of the left-hander? He has a look. MX gives him the space. Ghost looks up the inside. Is he going to set up the cutback? Is he going to go around the outside? Bit of contact between the 2. Once more, that is the common theme, but bit of wheel banging never hurt anyone, especially Monaco. Oh no, that is a big incident. Carbon fibre was fine everywhere. Was that MX's front wing? Was it Ghost's front wing? Or was it the Alpine front wing who's getting sent by the Ferrari down the inside? Still side by side towards Portier. Great racing. And now Pomay Alex is saying, oh, hello, guys. I'm going to come and join in the party if you don't mind. But Rick is an entire pit stop ahead nearly. MX, has he got a run on KTFO, sorry. Again, not close enough. Pushing him through. Same with Ghost. Has MX got a run? He's trying to find a way through, but there's no long enough straights. There's no anything really for him to even have a remote look, as Tinos has got past Jackalacco once again, who's tapping the wall and lost his front wing. It might have been the Alpine's front wing then, who might just have to concede to Pomay Alex, the Australian, who's, you can just see, giving him a wide berth. Now one wing is involved, back onto the back of Pomay Alex, who's up into 6th now, so fair play to him. Could even be P5 if Ghost can't get on with it. Lap 17 of 20, 4 laps left of this race. And KTFO is still parking that beautifully, and you know how much time they're losing to Rick. Just look at the gap he's pulled, and fair play to Rick. We haven't, oh wow, I say that, big snap of oversteer out of Portier, probably one of his only mistakes of this race so far, and he's doing a remarkable job, have to give it to him. Oh, Tinos back up the inside of Ghost, side by side. He loves that move, just sticks one to the inside. Now Ghost has to fight with him, side by side in towards Portier, down the hill. And the Ferrari just needs a good drive if he wants to have a look, but very aggressive, even though it's Monaco, not leaving anything on the table. And now Ghost has lost 1.1 seconds, which is 1.1 seconds he can't afford to be losing. He's got 2 cars to get through, and then 3 seconds if he wants to, make it 3, if he wants to make it an Aston Martin 1-2, he's very unlikely to win this race unless something remarkable happens. KTFO is slow. Is the Alfa Romeo going to look for the Raskas dive? Not quite, But it can work. Surprised we haven't seen it yet. Maybe we've seen it lower down, but we've been focusing so much on this fight. KTFO already going to the middle of the track to try and defend. The Alfa Romeo going to go to the left-hand side. This is his first opportunity in a while. KTFO goes in deep to defend, into the back, into the barrier, and that's Ghostwing as well. They've all been damaged. Absolute calamity for the top three in this race. Or in this train, sorry. KTFO is absolutely nursing that car home. So is MX, so is Ghost, who's going to look to the inside of Casino. Tinos could be a massive gainer of this if he's gotten away scot-free, because I don't think any of the three in front of him have. MX tried to go for the cutback, lost his front wing. Had to then, obviously, because of that, push KTFO into the barrier. And he's probably lost a bit of end plate. But then again, it looks okay. How is MX still within 8/10s? KTFO hits the barrier, that's definitely slow. MX is going to look for the run. KTFO goes defensive to the right-hand side, going to give him the squeeze, but MX just doesn't have the downforce to stay in front. Ghost going to switch to the left-hand side, under brakes down the inside of the Noval chicane. MX, how has he kept that on the circuit? He's defending with no front wing. How? And that is Monaco. He's got no front wing and he's staying in front. And he's not really losing any time to KTFO whatsoever. This is remarkable. They've lost 6 seconds to Rick on this lap, maybe even 7 as he goes on to the penultimate lap of this race. He's loving life out in front. The Monaco Grand Prix, probably one of the most prestigious races you can win, part of the Triple Crown of the Le Mans 24 Hours, the Indy 500 and the Monaco Formula 1 Grand Prix. Into Saint-Devote, and MX still is in front of Ghost. But again, there's more front wing. KTFO, they're 3 abreast up towards Beaurivage. MX says thank you very much. Into second place. He's got 2 laps to nurse no front wing, and KTFO slow, MX is slow. Ghost was looking around the outside, but because MX had to go wide because there was no front wing, KTFO comes back through. There's 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th all within a couple of car lengths of each other. KTFO leads the way. MX did for a moment. 30 seconds in front is Rick. They're so slow, but because it's Monaco, as we always say, there's no way through. Surely Ghost has to get it done. MX can't take it flat through the kink. Has to go so slow and even brake, and that could catch a lot of people out. Here comes Tinos. Is he going to go for 2 and 2? Down the inside of MX, maybe. Has a look. Ghost has lost another place. That's not what he wants, but again, MX having to brake. Ghost very squirmy, nearly into the barrier. As Tinos says, thank you very much. Gets past MX, and he's scot-free. He's got no damage. Now he just needs to get past KTFO, who's got no damage, who's got no front wing. Rick's onto the final lap of this race, but we just can't take our eyes off this battle because 2 of these cars are nursing at home with no front wings. They've got 1 lap left to go. Ghost needs a good launch versus MX. Has he got the move done? Can he get the move done into Saint-Devote? But he has to back off, nearly into the back of him. Tinos, this could be his 2nd place. He's absolutely played this off brilliantly because he's kept it scot-free, backed out of moves that weren't really on. And Ghost has to find a way through. He's just going to try and sail around the outside of him. Beautiful move from Ghost. And that's exactly what he was trying to do the lap previously, but just couldn't quite manage to seal it off. Tinos down the inside of Mirabeau. KTFO gives him the squeeze, goes around the outside, maybe giving the Ferrari a bit of damage, then going to send one to the lowest hairpin as he always has. Into neutral, banging wheels all the way around. Not exactly the cleanest way about it. And Ghost comes back up the inside into 3rd place. He's not going to keep it. Bit of damage to the front wing of Tinos as well, but you have to turn our attention because Rick, he's driven brilliantly. Look at him, he's slowing down. He knows what he's doing. Burnout across the line to win the Monaco Grand Prix for the first time in APPF1. And, well, Rick, very good race as Ghost is trying to find a way through on KTFO. Bit squirmy. How KTFO has nursed this home, I do not know. And Ghost with 3 seconds. He's got a damaged front wing. This is remarkable racing how they're doing it, but I think probably the biggest reason why it hasn't been on the calendar in APPF1 for a while, or ever, in fact. But on the run to the line, I think KTFO is going to keep this unless Ghost can pull an absolute world towards the line. KTFO with no front wing for the last 3 laps comes home 2nd, Ghost 3rd. It'll be 4th, MX 3rd, 4th for Pome Alex, so 5th for Ghost, 6th for Jacalaco. That's something. Very mixed up order, and yeah, that's Monaco, folks. Jesus, you have to love the box in YouTube chat. Can you bugger off, fella, please? Really, really do not care. Ghost is definitely raging. He has to be. There's no way he's not. That is gutting for him. So how's me crashing gone? Yeah. Good job, Rick. Very deserved. But after 20 laps of the first Monaco Grand Prix in APPF1, a very chaotic one, very action-packed, and we certainly weren't robbed of on-track action. It's Rick in the Aston Martin then that takes his first win of this season. KTFO pulling an absolute worldie of a run for those final 3 laps with no front wing. MX as well, 2nd and 3rd. Pommy Alex 4th with Ghost in 5th. A very disappointing 5th place. He'd have wanted a lot more today. Jackalacco 6th with Tinos in 7th. One wing in P8, Sumo P9, knowing like running off the top 10 with the fastest lap. For a little bit of a bonus point. RD Blair in P11 with aces in P12. In the DNFs were Ted, Lifeboat, Harry Bix and Vardy. They're going to be starting at the back of the grid for the Italian Grand Prix. And then we're going to flip the grid on its head for the reverse grid race, which won't be in too long. Ladies and gentlemen, do not go anywhere because we've still got one more race, as I said. So yeah, the first Monaco Grand Prix of APPF1, ladies and gents. And that's how it's done. Probably the cleanest I've been on data for that entire time. You're having a laugh. Oh, well, that's fun, isn't it? There we go to Monza. How are we looking in the YouTube chat then, ladies and gents? Come in and say hello. Easy Rick, yeah. MX is not happy. Yeah, but MX, you're not Michael Massey, so you can't. And to be fair, you did the exact same thing with no front wing. So, I mean, again, that's the thing. Yeah, Ghost, that's impossible. Definitely was. It looked hard. Feel horrible for you all to have to put up with that. Cannot be easy. They kept going side by side at the only places I could overtake. I noticed he gave me no front wing. Well, I think you gave yourself no front wing when you tried to go for the cutback through Sandevot, which was not going to work. You should have backed off a lot more. But hey ho, it's Monaco. You have to expect those things. You still got, what was it, third place? So can't really complain. Much thanks for the lack of wings. Yeah, Pommy Alex was not complaining. P4 for him. Not bad at all. Good job, Sumo. Only 2 wing changes. Yeah, well. the guys at the front definitely could have used a lot more. Yeah, thankfully there was no safety car. Because if there was, then we'd have had a big, well, we wouldn't have had like any racing pretty much. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm sure the people racing it didn't. But hey, that's Monaco, and I think we're getting ready to go very soon for the Italian Grand Prix, the second one. Well, the first was the Emilia-Romagna in Imola, but we go to Italy again. Well, there's not really much to say after that. I covered everything. During the action. Oh, Puffs is in. Is he in for? He's in for the reverse grid race. This is cool. This is nice to have him in there. He's in the Red Bull. Look at that. He's on 1,360 subscribers. Go on, pals. Very proud. If I was racing, I would have just had lap 1 undercut for the free air. Fair enough. Yeah, makes sense. Go to the mediums lap 1, get to the end, and you're sorted. Made sense though. Yeah, probably would have been a good strat. But if everyone done it, you would benefit more by staying out. Corey's chuffed. Corey's chuffed because he won on Friday. Oh, are we getting going soon? Hope we are. "13 laps of the Italian Grand Prix. Brilliant. Lobby updated again. Zuba's in. Here he is. Lovely. In the McLaren. McLaren boasted success in 2021 around Monza. A 1 and 2 to be precise. Can they replicate it? Never seen Zuba on a podium. I don't think I've ever seen Zuba in the top 5 actually. So, come on Zuba. Do me proud. Oof. Where's YouTube? Here it is. Got checking in the comments. Most people saying, "Oh, not you again. No one likes you." Add them as a moderator. No, I'm not going to do that. 300 seconds, is that it? I'd use a... I want that to be permanent. You pillock. Gonna win again tonight in RRL. Fingers crossed. Wish you well. Are we ready up soon? I tell you, I am tired. It's still the longest interval we've had in a while. But we're getting ready now for the second Italian Grand Prix. I'm also starving. Haven't eaten. Here we go then. Oh my god. Rightio. Monza is back. Well, when was the last time we were at Monza for the sprint? Last time I remember Monza, I think, was last season. Were we there last season? Can I have a look? Have we got previous seasons' calendars? No, we don't. That's unfortunate. Otherwise, I'd have loved to check. Back from Monza. Here he is. Glad to have you with us, pals. Let's see what you can do from the back of the grid. And we've got Hartman as well, so we've got a pretty big grid. Few people starting in the back of the grid, but hey, people are here nonetheless, and that's what we like to see. We like to see numbers. Numbers mean good races, usually. Some of the time. A little bit of the time. But we'll see. Remember your setups, guys. So 20 seconds until we get going, then they're just putting their setups on, sorting their strategies out as they are on the grid at the moment. No qualifying, straight into the race, reverse grid if you are new around here. This is how APPF1, this is how the sprint series works. Here we are then, we go to green flag for the formation lap. It's Aces, who's going to be starting on pole. He was the last finisher of the last race. Blair's in second, No Light third, and Sumo rounds off the second row. One wing in P5, he's going to be looking to go forward. He's definitely got some pace, but now he's in a high starting position. Can he do anything with it? Tinos P6, despite, you know, doing really well in the last race. Just penalty setting back. Jackalacco then Ghost in P8. Tommy Alex P9, MX rounds off the top 10, KT4 and Rick then 11th and 12th. Rick getting really lucky that he's not starting plumb last and instead 12th in the midfield, thanks to the amount of people that DNF'd and then the new people that come in. 10 Lifeboat, the two Williams in 13th and 14th for the Harry Bix in P15. Then comes Palfs, Zuba and Hartman to round off the grid at the back there. Ace is on pole for the sprint race. He's on the mediums, as are a few people. I think it's a pretty mixed strategy. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, half and half in terms of mediums to soft. So a couple of people trying it. Other people just want to get on with it and get a good launch down into the Retfido chicane, which, not surprised. But you've got to be careful. You've got to be on your toes because it's very tight, very twisty. I'd argue it's worse than Monaco Turn 1. But after that, fine. As soon as DRS is enabled, it's elbows out and off you go. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. We've got two of the most hectic turn 1s on the calendar for today. So I hope you are all you're all ready, you're all prepared. Here's the second one. As we go to formerly known as Parabolica, now the Alboreto curve. And Ace is trying to get some temperature into those tyres. It's a relatively short-ish run. You can see doing a bit of a burnout to warm those rear tyres up, but it's a relatively short run. You do get slipstreams and you do need to be careful down and towards turn 1. Let's see what people can do. Blair, I should expect to get a good launch from second. Here's Carl Hartman. He's ready to go. He's at the back of the grid, P18. What can he do from the back? He's just got to stay clear and out of trouble. You've either got to start pole or last at Monza to avoid trouble. And neither of them are guaranteed to keep you out of trouble. That's just your best bet. That's the safest way to go about things. However, it's a Ferrari on the front row in front of the Tifosi here for the reverse grid race in Monza. The second time we're in Italy for this season. Now it's time for the actual Italian Grand Prix. The reverse grid race, round 2, race 2. For season 6 of the sprint series. Here we go to 5 red lights, 4 lights. 5 red lights are on. Ace is on pole. Blair in second, and we're underway. Decent start from Aces, decent second phase for Blair, but also a really good start for Knowing Like Connor, getting a really good launch as that's the AlphaTauri going off. A big crash towards the back. Palps is already out, so is KTFO. Harry Bix is round as well. Big crash towards the back, and a VSC already as Aces leads into turn 1. Blair and Knowing Like having a bit of a tussle, and already a full course safety car is in effect. Sumo, a 5-second penalty, a severe collision with Connor, and Ghost and Pomay Alex have both got 5-second penalties each as well. Very hectic start to this race, and already a safety car in this race. That was just a huge crash. I don't know who went round. It was either Harry Bix or KTFO, but one of them went round, and well, subsequently we had a massive crash. And already under full course yellow. AP is going to be gutted with that. Rip House, yeah. Didn't even get 5 meters into this race. Who's going to come in? Is any of the soft runners going to come in for mediums and try and get to the end? Ooh, could be interesting. These early safety cars are great, and that's why you don't start on the mediums, or why I wouldn't advise starting on the mediums. Actually, could softs go to the end? Maybe they could. Maybe you could try it, but for those without front wings, they're going to have to do something. That's a shame for KTFO after finishing second, but once again, he's got no front wing, or front tyre for that matter. Ghost is probably going to come in to serve that penalty, just to get it off his chest. Well, that was fun. Yeah, Palps has had a great night. Oh, that is really unfortunate. I shouldn't laugh. That is that is a bad way to end that race. I want to go have a look at your POV. Softs can go to the end. They should be able to go to the end. Is Aces in then? Are we going to have everyone in? No, Aces stays out. Blair stays out. Who's in? It's Tinos in. Tinos is in, probably for softs. I think everyone else behind him. Rick stays out. Ghost is in. Rick is going to go up the order then. He's into 7th. He's getting a couple of places. Azuba gets a penalty. That's a shame. They'll be around 60%. What the hell happened there? I don't know. I think one of the AlphaTauris got onto the grass or just spun. And then, of course, the action beyond that unfolded where they just couldn't react quick enough. Everyone at the back of the grid just couldn't react and got buried into the wall. That's Monza starts for you. We get picked up by the safety car, and the top 3, well, the top 4 are all stationary, as they were at the lights. Ghost is on softs. He's got that penalty cleared as well, so he's going to be on an absolute charge. No idea, mate. I got a great start and got caught up in someone else's crash. Absolutely gutted for Pals. And that's racing. Had 0 seconds to react. No, it looked horrible. Looked absolutely dreadful. Feels horrible for you. And KTFO as well. He's out on the first lap. But Ace is not going to complain, because he's now got 1 less lap to worry about keeping that race lead. Also, he's going to be 2 laps longer where no one's going to be able to get DRS on him as well. So he gets to stay in front. Shortest live stream ever. Yeah, I saw you streaming, and that's going to be ended very abruptly. Hopefully, it should be next lap. I think safety car will be in the next lap, because not KTFO. KTFO's out. KTFO's gone. Lifeboat Ted and Harry Bix are the ones we're waiting for a few seconds back. But, yeah, absolutely sucks. Sumo's in, as is MX. No, Jackalacco. Jackalacco's in. They're tumbling. Why? Why are you coming in under the second lap of the safety car? That's what I didn't get. I spent longer in the menu than on the track. Well, that's because you didn't spend very long on the track at all. Both the Alpines are double stacking as well. What's going on here? Jackalacco's putting on the... What's he putting on? Mediums? Probably double... I think double guessed is his strategy after the first one. Well, there you go, guys. That is probably one of the most bizarre starts to Grand Prix. Moosey expected more. Well, Moosey got more action at Monza start than she did the Monaco. Absolutely brilliant. Simply, simply lovely, as Max Verstappen would say. Oh, this is fantastic. I do love my job. Safety car should be in this lap then. We've got the Alpines of Sumo and Jakalaka running off the grid at the back. We've then got Aces and Blair 1 and 2. They're going to be going at it once more. Can Blair get a good launch? Ace is going to need to play this safety car restart to perfection. Yes, to not get slipstreamed all the way down to turn 1 and 2. This time a rolling start though. And Harry Bix has either lagged out or has spun under the safety car. But safety car is in this lap. We've had it confirmed by race control. So Aces becomes the effective safety car. He then controls the pace and can decide when they punch it as soon as that safety car light turns off. What he can't do is then punch it and then slam the brakes on, because that is very dangerous. A very dangerous game, because all those at the back thinks, oh, we've gone, we're fine, and then bang, everyone stopped and big crash. Big crash. Similar to what we saw at the Tuscan Grand Prix in 2020, if you remember that. Here we go then. Ace is really backing everyone up, getting some temperature into those tyres. Last minute temperature. As Sumo gets a 5-second penalty for ignoring the yellow flag. Not quite sure what that happened, but we're under green once more because Aces has punched it. He's followed by Blair, knowing like, and then One Wing, who don't get good starts at all. So down in towards turn 1 is Ace going to keep the lead. Should be fairly comfortable because Blair has not put any pressure on him whatsoever. He is closing and closing and closing, but not by enough in order to mount a challenge. So Aces leads, then comes Blair. Knowing like manages to keep 3rd, so does One Wing 4th, and Rick up into 5th, Tinoff 6th. MX having to keep Ghost behind him because Ghost has had a pretty decent restart as well. Lifeboat and Hartman also making moves. Lifeboat onto the hards. He's going to be very slow. Here's Hartman on the outside of the Williams though. Round Curva Grande they go. In towards the De La Rocha chicane. Hartman on the inside. The Haas actually making an overtake. And under brakes manages to seal the move and get ahead. But we have to turn our attention to the front because Blair breathing down Ace's neck. You can see that Ferrari pushing the Red Bull through. He's going to get a run under the old bank, and then Rick has gone round. Rick's spun, has he? Or has he just been caught up in something? I'm not quite sure, but here we go. Ace is having to defend in towards the Ascari chicane. The Ferrari going to have to go the long way round on those soft tyres. How late can he brake? He's going to go for a bit of contact. Ace has been spun round. The Ferrari takes the lead, and Ace is from the lead of the race now with wing damage. And the back of the grid, knowing like, could be a contender for this race win. Blair leads, knowing like second. One Wing onto the podium. Here comes MX, maybe trying to go for it, but Rick and Aces, very bad laps for them so far in this race. Knowing like, is he going to shape up a move for the race lead? Here comes the Haas. That's the fast lap of the race, a 23.452. Looking to the right hand side to no competition from the Ferrari, and knowing like into the race lead. Here comes RJ Blair. They're going to swoop all the way around the outside. Has to take to the sausage curbs though. Jumps over them. And he's going to be very slow on the run towards Curva Grande. And knowing light says thank you very much. Through he goes and into the race lead. But the Ferrari definitely, you can bet your bottom dollar that he's going to come back at him. Here comes Tinos to the inside of MX through Curva Grande. Ghost as well, wanting to get involved. He's had enough of these two's rear end after Monaco. But MX on the inside. Ghost has learned his lesson. He's going to back out. Tinos going to go for the move around the outside. MX gives him the space over the sausage curb. Still side by side between 4th and 5th. MX gets the drive though and stays ahead for the time being. Turn our attention back to the top 2. Lots of action in the sprint or the reverse grid sprint race. We've got fights up and down the order to pay attention to. One's for race wins, one's for championship positions. And you never really know where to look. Into Ascari, knowing like managing to keep that Haas pinned. And Blair really not with much to say about that. And One Wing on the mediums as well, doing a great job. There's Ghost, got to move on Tinos towards Alboreto. He's parking it in the middle. It's the Ferrari. Ghost finds the space on the right hand side. He's going to claim that corner as best he can. The McLaren of Pomme Alex behind as well. Down the inside goes Ghost. Easy to like it. And into the top 5 he goes. Is Blair close enough in the slipstream? DRS enabled this lap. Not going to benefit of it just yet. MX gets the fastest lap. 23.4. Tinos closing and closing and closing on Ghost. Pomme Alex trying to eye up a move on the Ferrari too. Brakes very late, not quite late enough. As Blair trying again, just his his absolute best to stay with Knowing Light, and the slipstream very powerful. Don't want to lose it. It's like draft in NASCAR racing. Here comes Ghost to the inside of MX. Going to push him to the edge of the track. It's the outside for the De La Rocha chicane. Has MX backed out. He's going to launch onto the inside. Tinos going to go for the move once again around the outside. The inside for the second part. Deja vu from the lap previously, and MX gets the drive off the corner and stays ahead as he did the lap previous. And now One Wing in DRS of the top two. DRS for Blair on Knowing Light under the old banking towards the Ascari chicane. Knowing Light breaking the slipstream left to right, already out of ERS. This is going to cost him big time. It's going to cost him in this race. Also, with the fact he hasn't made a pit stop yet either, that's also going to cost him. So I would say the net race leader so far is Ghost. Zuber up into the top 10. He's got a penalty, but he's inside the top 10, and he's on the back of Pommy Alex as well. So fair play to him. One Wing, he wants to get involved. Bit of a snap though off the track. That could have ended very badly, very easily. DRS for the Ferrari. Is he going to use it? Is he going to go for the move? He's closing and closing and closing and closing, and the Haas really hasn't got much to say about it. Moving over a little bit, trying to give him the squeeze. The Ferrari down the inside for the race lead. Gets it stopped just about. The Haas going to go for the double under and over, get the drive off the corner. They're going to be side by side on the run towards Curva Grande, and they're both going to be giving their absolute all as they run through. The Haas on the outside, the Ferrari on the inside, going to try it and push the Haas all the way to the exit of the circuit, but the Haas going to come back at him using what little ERS he's got left. Who breaks later? And it's Blair into the race lead. Over the curb though, bit of a mistake. The Haas can't do anything about it, and the Tifosi definitely going to be roaring their approval with the number 19. Blair takes the race lead of the Italian Grand Prix. One Wing, because of that battling, now brought right into this fight. Could he go for the move on Blair? Neither of them really with a lot in terms of the ERS, the energy recovery system. But the Alfa Romeo eyeing up a move. Another Italian outlet team having to go defensive. Knowing Light down the inside of Blair into Ascari, tapped round. And the Alfa Romeo of One Wing has to avoid him. Take avoiding action, so Blair has got a very comfortable lead. Here comes Ghost wanting to get into second place. Gets past One Wing. MX as well, going to try and get past his teammate as Aces was right in the pit lane. That's a shame for Knowing Light, but a big send into Ascari, not often going to work. As One Wing going wide, his teammate might be able to take that as an invitation to come through. He's not going to want to give up this position. In fact, no. One Wing is MX's biggest fan. He's not putting up a fight at all. Tinos in a fight with the McLaren. But the McLaren, the Pommy Alex, not able really to make any headway because of the DRS in front. In fact, Pommy Alex around the outside, a bit of a tap to the rear end. Is that MX round or is that One Wing round? That's MX round. Drama in this Italian Grand Prix. Huge drama as MX has been sent round. And is he without a front wing? He is. No, he's not. One Wing's without a front wing. He's not even got one wing. He's got no wings. Absolutely none. How has that happened? We were literally on board with them and didn't see any contact between the two. So now Hartman's into 5th, Zuber's into 4th, and well, now Sumo's into 5th, Ted's into 6th. Now the Williams who wants to look up the inside. I'm surprised. How has this happened? I'm really confused how MX and One Wing have ended up taking each other out. But they're most careful on the grid. Pommy Alex as well has been involved in something. Rick now eyeing up a move for the top 10. And Ghost is chasing after Blair. How? I'm so confused. Ted gets past Sumo to the inside, gets a bit of a squeeze. Hartman as well eyeing up a move. Side by side through Ascari. Sumo comes right back at him around the outside. Beautiful bit of racing between the two. Two veterans, of course. Ted, the season 3 sprint champion. Eyeing up a move to the inside. Hartman around the outside of not one, maybe even two. No, he's going to get one. He's going to get the Williams and the DRS of the Alpine in front. He might get himself inside the top 5, but the Williams are coming back at him side by side with the Haas. The Alpine of Jackalacco wants to get involved, wants to get a slice of the pie as well. Going to dummy to the inside. Are they 3 abreast on the run towards the Retifido chicane? The Haas on the outside, the Alpine on the inside, back up the inside for turn 2. Over the sausage curb, doesn't get the greatest run. MX back up the inside and gets the drive off the corner. A bit of a squirm from Rick as he has to get past Hartman. This is very chaotic. A lot to keep up with, and the Alpine of Jackalacco giving him a fight all the way through Curva Grande as well. Rick coming at him to the inside of the De La Rocha chicane and under braking. Very comfortable. Well, not comfortable at all. Hartman going over the sausage curb. But Rick gets the drive off the corner, and the Alpine having to take to the grass to try and find a way through, and gets up the inside of Hartman, who says, no you don't, I'm around the outside of you. Keeps him honest, not honest enough in order to seal the move. And Hartman going from a potential 5th down to just down to 10th in just a matter of corners. Half a lap to be exact. Ghost now within DRS of Blair, so this is probably My best guess is going to be a run away for Ghost. As we're already on to lap 9 of 13. How's that happened? Sumo with the save of the season. Wow. How he caught that, I do not know. And now Sumo and MX are going to once again come to blows with each other. Sumo having to defend, weaving around like crazy, but MX says, you can do that. I'm going to take the DRS and the slipstream. Here comes Hartman trying to find a way through on Jakalaka and Rick, who just wants to get on with it, bless him. After the spin earlier on, here comes MX, going to blitz past the Alpine down this straight with DRS and ERS and the slingshot from the slipstream. Or is it enough? Sumo's there. Has to tuck in though. And the Alfa Romeo having to just defend for at least a moment. Jakalaka getting past Rick. Rick not late enough under brakes, and Hartman's still there. So backwards for Rick again. Now, between Ghost and Blair, what's going to happen between these two? Because Ghost wants to get through, but Blair... as he pit, gets a massive tank slapper off the De La Roja, so Ghost says thank you very much, and into the race there goes the Aston Martin for what is he's hoping to be his 3rd win from 4 races. But Blair's going to have the DRS. He's not going to let him go without a fight. Equal in terms of ERS, and that Ferrari wants this race victory. Will he be able to seal it off? We've got more yellow flags. That's the Alpine, or Williams. I think that's life belt gone off, maybe? Not entirely sure. It's one of them. But Blair needs to stay with Ghost. I don't think he can. Ghost is just too quick. MX gets past Ted around the outside into Ascari. Very brave, very bold, but gets it done. Very, very easy for him. Light work. The Season 3 Tier 1 champion. Now able to chase after Zuba, who's got... What penalty is that for Zuba? 5 seconds, so he's going to drop probably to 8th. He's get a big tank slapper as well. That's not helping him. Not helping his tyres either, as he tries to nurse them to the end. Don't think we've got any more scheduled stops. But Blair, with the DRS, with the slipstream, with the ERS, can keep Ghost honest. He goes a bit deep through the Rettifilio, in fact, so the Ferrari might be able to get the drive off the corner, put some pressure on and towards the De La Roja. It's wishful thinking. Ted and Sumo going side by side. The Williams getting a massive tank slapper off the off turn 2. And he's going to lose the place to Sumo, having to concede. We've got 2.5 laps left to go of the Italian Grand Prix then. It's absolutely flown by. Call me Alex. 22-1 for the McLaren. Fighting at the front for a good portion of this race, but again, Lady Luck did not shine his way today. Hopefully one day it will. I mean, he got 4th in Monaco, so he can't really complain. Rick wants to get past this train of cars and get himself inside the top 6. As they lap Harry Bix. That's not going to give Ghost the DRS. It's going to give Blair the DRS and make his job a little bit easier, because Ghost doesn't have anything to defend with. On to the penultimate lap. The Ferrari definitely still has a shot of winning this. Going to be a straight fight between the two. Ghost has got slightly fresher tyres, but off the Alboreto curve. 4 tenths separate them. Is Blair going to push the button? No, he's into the pit lane. Has he not stopped? No, he has to stop. Oh, that is such a shame. This is Ghost race to win then. Tinos still for Ferrari into 2nd place, so the Tifosi, you know, their hope isn't all lost. And now the Williams, sandwiched between the two Alpines as they go nose to tail. The Williams going to go to the left-hand side. Sumo giving him the squeeze. Great fight between these guys for the top 5 place. And Ted, textbook move into 5th. Oh no, someone's off. That's Ted off. Ted into 5th and having a spin off of turn 2. And Sumo and Jakalako say, okay, sweet. Makes my job easier. And 5 and 6 for the Alpines that were... didn't exactly have the best day in Monaco. Knowing Light gets past Rick as he comes out of the pit lane. I think Rick's given up. He's gone for softs. He wants the fastest lap, and second races really haven't gone Rick's way so far. After a great showing in Monaco, comes to Monza and yeah, not his day. Not his day, unfortunately. Lap 12 of 13 seems to be Ghost race to lose, really. He's got everything to lose at this point. He's going to try and make it a 75% win rate in the sprint series. Dominant fashion as always. He just knows what he's doing. Puts the car where it needs to be, and he's gone. No questions asked. Ghost, he delivers. Certainly, even on his not so good days, you wouldn't notice. Here comes Rick to the outside of Knowing Light. Seals the move on those fresh softs, and is trying to blitz ahead and get that fastest lap point, the extra point that could be decisive in the championship later on in the season. Jakalako fighting his teammate. Is he going to go around the outside into the Rettifilio? Backs out, but Sumo still defending. Neither of the Alpines, well, they've worked great as teammates ever since they've started being teammates. They are great teammates. They bring home the points. We help each other out, but we are on to the final lap of this race already. It's absolutely flown by. Can't believe it. That is the reverse grid race. There's so much action. The race absolutely just goes. The Ghost done everything he needs to. He's going to extend his championship lead fairly comfortably as well after not the best showing in Monaco. Though could have definitely been better for him. Just needed to pick his moments a little bit better. But that's Monaco. None of them were used to it and could have been anyone's game. Fair play to Rick. But once again, it's going to be an Aston Martin on the top step of the podium. Well, Aston Martin have won every race. It's been Ghost for the first two, Rick for Monaco, and now Ghost again as he rounds the Alboreto curve for the final time. Here in Monza, he wins 2 Italian Grand Prix this season and comes across the line. He wins the one in Monza. And Tinos for the Tifosi, second place for a Ferrari. Definitely not going to be complaining, and the Tifosi are going to roar their approval. Zuba comes home P3 on track, but MX takes third, and Zuba's tumbling down the order. Heartbreaking. It's 6th in the end. Still a very good showing for the Mercedes, but that 5-second penalty has ruined his chance of a podium. Hartman in P5 from the back of the grid. Stellar drive from him. Sumo 7th and Blair 8th after holding Ghost up as best he could at the start. Well, towards the midpoint of this race before having to pit and waiting for Pommy Alex side by side with Knowing Light across the line. Rick sets the fastest lap, takes an extra point, so he's going to have 11 points to his name, but be losing 9 to his teammate. So, a bittersweet day for Rick. But yeah, very good race here in Monza. Very good race. We'll go through the final finishing standings in just a moment. For anyone that did miss it. Hartman takes drive of the day, very deservedly so. And a very well deserved podium. And Zuba doesn't even know what he got the 5-second penalty for, which is such a shame. But it is Ghost then, another win for him as he sets his bid for a 4th sprint title. The first 3 seasons we had 3 new drivers take the championship, and then since then Ghost has won every season. But he wins again, and it's Tinos, the Italian, in an Italian car in 2nd place. In Italy, MX comes home 3rd for Alfa Romeo with Giacolacco 4th, Hartman 5th in the Haas from the back of the grid, and Zuba P3 on the road from P17. He certainly cannot complain with 6th after penalties. Sumo P7 with Blair in P8, Ted P9 with Rick, P10 with fastest lap. Sort of a bittersweet moment for him today after winning Monaco. Lifeboat P11 with Knowing Light in P12. Pommy Alex P13, One Wing in P14 after a good first stint. Harrybix P15, Aces unable to finish this race. Same with KTFO and Palfs, who we lost on the first lap after an absolutely manic first 5 meters of this race. But it has been a great night of racing, as it always is in the sprint. I hope you have enjoyed that as much as I have. Crucial points in the championship, which is certainly going Ghost's way so far. He needs to let someone else win and have a go. Ten Hart, yeah, good fighting. Sumo, you look like you enjoyed it. But yeah, this has been a great night of racing. I hope you have enjoyed that as much as I have. And I'll see you next week for round number 3, where we go again. Also, don't miss Tier 1, round 4 on Friday. Also, I've been Zach Sweeney. I'll be covering both of them. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.